Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. There's been a really powerful energy in the air, which is part of why I have been channeling so much additional content lately. And I know that many of you are feeling this energy as well. I would love to hear from you in the comments how you've been doing today and this weekend. And I am going to start today by reading into the energy a little bit by pulling a few cards from the Energy Oracle cards deck. So while I'm shuffling and tuning into your energy, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you would like to make it easier for me to pick up on your energy. And this tends to allow me to channel more specifically for you, both here in this video and in future reading videos as well. I also invite you to focus upon anything that you would like to receive a message about in this reading, whether it's a certain person, situation, or thing in your life. And let's go ahead and get started. So the first card to come out here is the contract card in the reverse position. So right away, I feel that I am tapping into the divine feminine here, or someone who will resonate with being the divine feminine. Now, of course, these labels, divine masculine and divine feminine, are labels to describe energy. And we all do have a balance of masculine and feminine energy within us. So you might find that sometimes these messages connect to your internal divine masculine or divine feminine, whereas other times they may connect with an external person or situation. But what I heard with this card is an end to a period of what has felt like stagnancy. So for a divine feminine listening, you may have been in a period of time in your life, romantically, with your work, with something that is significant to you, where that particular area of your life has felt somewhat stagnant or stuck. Now, of course, during this time of what has appeared to be stagnancy, there's actually been a lot shifting behind the scenes and beneath the surface. Because the energy is tipping here, it's changing, you might feel suddenly motivated to move in some kind of new direction or to take some kind of action towards something that has felt a bit stuck for a while. So if you're not feeling this energy yet, this may be something that you feel in the coming weeks or months. This could be inspiration to create in some type of way or in some new direction. This romantically, if this applies in a romantic sense, could be the sudden urge to connect with a particular person, either from your past or someone new, to put yourself out there when it comes to love and relationships, to deepen a particular relationship or connection with a certain person. This energy just almost has this sense of pushing you to move into action in some regard. And again, only take this how or if it connects. For some of you, this could be more of a creative burst of energy as opposed to something relationship related. So take that as it does resonate with your own intuition. I feel that a key here as well, I'm really seeing the blindfold on this contract card standing out, which tells me you might metaphorically feel very blind as to where exactly things are going or how things are going to unfold as you step into this action. So while you might feel motivated to be moving in some type of new direction, going with this burst of energy, whether it's creative, romantic, etc., you may at the same time feel as though you really have no idea how this is going to play out. So of course, the temptation here coming from the ego mind is to get really in your head as you take this action, to wonder how exactly or when everything is going to come together into a complete clear picture. And I feel someone's guides reminding them to release the need to know, release the need to have all the answers in that sense, and allow yourself to move boldly, confidently with the flow of the energy, trusting that everything is going to be worked out ahead of you. With the card Meditate and Contemplate in the reverse position, this is the new moon in Pisces card. Pisces tends to be a very emotional energy. Someone could have Pisces energy in their birth chart here, whether it's you or a person you're connected with. Someone could be a water sign here. I'm also getting something about fish that could be symbolic for someone listening. But what I'm really getting here most strongly with this card is it's almost like all of this powerful, intense, emotional energy is now being focused within. And that's what I'm getting for you, Divine Feminine. And when I say within, I don't mean that it's not materializing into something physical. In fact, very much the opposite. In many cases, this highly emotionally charged energy is going to push you into something, push you into some type of action. I don't know who I'm speaking to here, but for some reason I'm hearing, and I saw the number 707 for someone, I'm hearing that the action may not make sense to your conscious mind in the moment, or it might feel really out of left field, really sudden. For someone listening, this could be, again, a sudden pull romantically to a new person, to someone from your past. This could be suddenly taking some type of creative action. It just has this sense of coming out of nowhere. For some of you Divine Feminines, this actually could be a masculine energy, platonically or romantically, that seems to just come out of nowhere and kind of burst on the scene into your life. That might be something happening now, but that also could be something happening between now and mid-July or the end of July is what I'm picking up on. Also, for those of you who may not be experiencing this yet now, but are intuitively sensing that you're on the brink of something, that something powerful is coming. Now, again, with this Meditate and Contemplate card, I'm getting like you've spent a lot of time on your inner work, doing, for some of you, literally meditation practices. For others of you, this could just be being separated spiritually, being in a hermit phase, spending a lot of time on your own. And this has created a kind of energetic buildup within you that I see is now being channeled into something that's highly personal, highly individual, and bringing you a lot of thrill, a lot of excitement, also a lot of sense of unknown. Again, this could be a futuristic energy for some of you, something that is beginning to come into your life May, June, July. Now, I'm picking up that when I say this energy is being channeled inward, this means that it could be you have been in the past expending a lot of energy externally, working towards a job, towards something in your life, a relationship, pouring into a person. And in some cases, this particular thing may have felt really out of alignment for you, or felt like you were pouring into something that wasn't necessarily reciprocating back to you in an equal way. And if that has been the case, I'm hearing that that entire dynamic is being reversed. I'm getting Divine Feminine. It's like you are turning the tables here in some sense. Now, when it comes to a specific masculine or divine masculine energy you may be physically connected to in the world, if this type of connection is relevant for you, then I'm picking up that, and I saw this in a recent reading as well, for many of you listening, there is a masculine who feels as though they have been losing access to you or feeling very intrigued by you because they feel like they aren't able to fully grasp you consciously. I'm hearing you are like an idea that they can't fully wrap their mind around. I know that sounds like a strange way of putting it, but it's like you carry this really unique energy that they can't fully consciously understand. This person is feeling highly attracted to you, whoever I'm speaking to here, but they can't consciously understand, not that they can't see your beauty, your attractiveness, but it runs a lot deeper than that. This person's almost feeling like addicted to you. What they're really feeling is subconsciously they are sensing the power of your vibration, of your energy. But this may be someone who tends to be very logical and reasonable, so they might not really speak in terms of energy, of spiritual concepts and ideas. So to them, it just feels like they can't get you out of their mind. Now, for some of you, I'm picking up it might be split down the middle as to who this masculine is, because for some divine feminines listening, this is someone from your past who no longer is able to keep tabs on you in the same way. They, again, have been losing access to you. They aren't able to check up on you in the same way. There may be a separation here physically. And if that is the case, this person is confused because the further they get away from you, the more they think about you. The less they feel they have access to you, the more you're on their mind. And of course, logically, it seems like this is very counterintuitive. It seems like it should be the opposite, that the more they block you out of their mind or their physical life experience, whether that's through social media, through not seeing you in person, it feels like this person has tried to block you out mentally, emotionally, or physically. But the thing is, the further they get away from you, the more they try to do that, the more it's like they come full circle back to you, feeling a lot of emotion, because I accidentally just bumped the emotions deck, which tells me we should definitely pull a card from this deck to see how this person is feeling. For those of you connecting with this masculine as someone relatively new in your life or someone who is more in your life experience, I see that this person can't get enough of you. It's like they continuously want more and more access of you, of your energy. This is very much a lone wolf kind of person. So they are used to being independent, being on their own, not really needing anyone. This, I don't want to say this is a player type necessarily, but this is someone who may not have really been willing or ready to settle down in the past. They may be someone who has jumped between a lot of possibly even like situationships in the past. And at first, whoever I'm channeling into here may have perceived this person may have perceived you the same way. They may have thought that you were someone that, yes, they felt extremely pulled to, extremely attracted towards, but they may have thought that they would have been able to forget you or to let you go pretty quickly or over the course of time. But the opposite is true. The more the person, I'm hearing they're hooked on you. They're really literally using that word. Someone here might be into fishing. Once again, I'm seeing those fish symbolically, but this also could just mean this person feels like they are hooked on your energy. They feel like they are stuck on you, but they also don't want it to end. They're feeling stuck in the best kind of way. Being connected to you is making this masculine feel alive. And now I'm speaking to, with those messages, regardless of whether this is someone from your past who has lost access to you or someone that you've recently met, the message here is the same. This person feels hooked on you, and they also don't want it to stop. Even though they're feeling stuck on you, they are almost addicted to that feeling. Now we are getting a lot of really intense cards here with envy, failure, and grief. With the envy card, I feel as though whoever I'm channeling into here, they are not the type to typically get jealous because they seem to have a very strong either ego or a sense of themselves, again, a sense of independence. They aren't used to being jealous when it comes to love and relationships, but I see that regardless of whether or not the two of you are physically connecting, this person is feeling jealous at the moment by the idea of you connecting with other people. They're feeling this sense of possessiveness towards you that is almost uncomfortable for them, but also pushing them into some type of action. And I'm hearing very soon. So if this person has been distant from you, or they've been a bit unclear with you, or you've been a bit confused, Divine Feminine, continue to energetically stay in your center and hold your ground. Because I see that as you do that, this feeling of addiction towards you, this pull towards you will intensify within this masculine as you, Divine Feminine, stay grounded in yourself with root chakra upright, and they will take some kind of action toward you that feels very heart-centered with the heart chakra card upright, feels very heart open, but also very unexpected to you in some way. Even though your intuition has been telling you that this person has been feeling this way, I still feel that when they take this sudden heart-centered action towards you, it's going to feel very unexpected, almost like you, Divine Feminine, may have just kind of surrendered this situation, let go of it, or said, you know what, I'm going to focus on myself and not really think about this person so heavily. And then boom, suddenly they take some kind of action towards you. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. So in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, I am going to be channeling more into what this sudden action from this masculine could be towards you, Divine Feminine. We will also be channeling into their true thoughts and feelings, what's really on their heart, because I do sense that their heart has been very guarded. Although they've been feeling a lot of emotions, they've most likely been a bit guarded about sharing what they've been feeling in the physical. So those extended messages will be in our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon, and the link to that Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box under the video for those of you who do feel guided to join me there. So I'm now going to be channeling into the traditional tarot card deck here. So here we have the Fool in the reverse position, fear of the unknown. We also have Page of Pentacles reversed. So this could represent someone who was really coming up as this page energy. Okay, so this is kind of a funny message, but for whoever I'm speaking to here, there may be a masculine from your past who was always coming up as the page energy, but at least in the beginning, they may have been the Page of Pentacles upright, meaning although you represented this Queen Empress energy and they were coming up as the page, they at least were making you some type of offer in the beginning, or perhaps giving you more in the beginning. But now they're coming up as the Page of Pentacles reversed, meaning it's like now they're not even giving you that pentacle, or they stopped even giving to you or reciprocating with you. Ironically, part of the reason I see this person stopped reciprocating with you or didn't give you as much as they did in the beginning is because they became very insecure, because this connection was meant to level them up, but they were resisting that leveling up. So actually, the hidden truth of this situation is that within this page, there was actually a potential emperor. So you here are coming up as the Empress, Divine Feminine, but this masculine you were connected to, although he was the page in the physical, he was meant to awaken and to heal and to begin to embody this emperor energy. And the kind of sad thing about this situation is there is that emperor potential within him. And you, Divine Feminine, seemed to always see that potential. I'm hearing you made yourself naive for this person. Not that you are naive, because you're someone that's highly intuitively connected, but it's almost like you saw so much potential spiritually within this particular masculine or within this connection. This may have been even a twin flame connection that was very unbalanced for someone who's listening. But you allowed yourself to kind of forego your intuition for a time, even though you could sense that this masculine was allowing his insecurity to get to him, to cause him to close off, that he was really coming up as that page energy here. He may have even been participating in certain karmic patterns or cycles that you were intuitively aware of, but almost like forcibly trying to ignore. This created a lot of dissonance for the Divine Feminine I'm channeling into here, because it's like, on the one hand, you were fully intuitively aware that this masculine wasn't giving to you in a balanced way, that perhaps he may have been untruthful about certain things in his life. He may have been participating in karmic patterns or cycles. And although you were fully aware of this intuitively, spiritually, you actively, consciously tried to repress that intuition in order to make this connection work, because you saw the spiritual potential. But a major lesson that you've been learning around this situation is regarding your own true worth and value. Not that you didn't know your worth, but you weren't taking action on your worth. It's like you knew how much you were worth, but you allowed yourself to remain in a situation with, and here we go, with the Emperor reverse. Like I said, with this person who had a lot of potential, but wasn't expressing that spiritual potential in the physical world. And I actually see, Divine Feminine, that this could be an ongoing struggle for you in your life, seeing the spiritual potential in things when that potential isn't being expressed in the physical world. And this is actually a major lesson that you're learning, that you can hold space for both the 3D and 5D perspective, for the current in the moment reality, and also for the potential. Meaning you can fully respect, care for, honor your physical human self and respond to what is actually happening in your physical relationships, connections, situations, while at the same time having that deeper intuitive knowing that there is this higher potential within that connection or situation. It's almost like you've had to learn how to be able to see the potential of someone, but also to make the most self-honoring choice in the moment, even if that involves taking your power back with Angel of Strength upright, and possibly physically for a time, even if it's temporary, even if it's only temporarily, choosing to disconnect from what is not serving or honoring your physical human self or the physical 3D situation. But also I see with Patience upright, it's a very complex dynamic, because you also can see into all of these potential timelines and dimensions, and you know that you have the power to align with higher timelines, and in doing so, to align with a higher version of any person or connection in your life. There is always a higher timeline potential for any person, connection, situation, environment. And so I see that you, Divine Feminine, through going within yourself, through focusing on aligning your own energy with higher level frequencies, you are also holding space for many things and people, friends, situations, connections you may have left in your past, by really allowing them to have the opportunity to align with a higher version of themselves. Now, of course, because of the free will that we have here as humans, people must make that choice to align with the higher potential that you are seeing within them and that you are holding space for on this higher timeline. But very often over the course of time, more often than not, because of the pull of your powerful energy, your vision, your intentions, your frequency, people will very often align with that higher version of them that you are so clearly seeing and holding space for. But the key is, of course, to remain surrendered and unattached, not attaching yourself to the free will choices that others may or may not make, but continuing to keep your sights set on this higher timeline that you, Divine Feminine, are aligning with. Now, 2 cards just flew out of the deck, and this is the Angel of Love and also the woman holding a heart in the upright position. The number 444 may be coming out a lot for someone listening. I'm also seeing with these cards that you, Divine Feminine, are really creating this balanced energy within yourself. Part of why there have been these bursts forward into action, for some reason I'm seeing like a car engine that sputters a few times, but then fully starts up, is like revving itself up. It's almost like your energy, Divine Feminine, is revving itself up. So you might have these bursts of energy or motivation towards something creative, towards a new relationship, a connection, an endeavor in your life, followed by periods of time where it kind of loses momentum temporarily. You feel a little bit tired, a little bit worn out. And I'm hearing to allow yourself to flow with that energy, because really your engine is just revving up in a spiritual sense. Things are really beginning to pick up momentum, but it's not always linear. But what I am getting is that the reason this is happening is because you've done the work of balancing within yourself, specifically with the Angel of Love and woman holding a heart. I'm seeing that you are really learning to balance yourself in this very fine, high vibrational frequency of unconditional love. This is no easy task because we are heavily programmed with all kinds of conditional ways of thinking that restrict the flow of unconditional love energy. So you have really withdrawn yourself from the world, most likely gone through that hermit phase and done a lot of inner work on yourself in order to break down those barriers of limitation, allowing yourself to rise to that higher level frequency of unconditional love. And although, of course, like I said, it's never linear, being human is a very complex experience, but you are really learning to solidify yourself more frequently in that energy of unconditional love, beginning with unconditional self-love, but then of course that emanates outward in unconditional love towards others as well. And I see with woman holding a heart upright, you're also staying really centered in your heart space, but also connected to your intuition. Whereas again, in the past, you may have foregone your intuition. You may have tried to ignore your intuition in order to make something work romantically or otherwise. You are no longer willing to compromise on what your intuition is speaking to you. You're staying very grounded in that, but at the same time, having the courage to keep an open heart. And all of these factors combined are putting you in this place of vibrational balance, in these higher level states of being very solidly that are beginning to make you highly magnetic. And part of what you are magnetically attracting back is conscious inspiration or conscious motivation towards certain changes, shifts, actions, creations in your life, again, that are represented by these bursts of energy that we've been describing here. So if this is connecting with you, Divine Feminine, I will be channeling more messages for you in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. So we will be channeling messages from your spirit guides and from your own higher self. We will also be channeling into any energies that may be attached to you and sending you energy at this time. So this could be platonic situations, romantic situations, people from your past, your present, souls that want to make their way into your physical life experience in the future. And all of that will be channeled into on Patreon. So if you are feeling guided to the Patreon reading, the link to that is, of course, in the pinned comment and description box under the video. For now, I'm going to close this reading here by sharing one final Rumi oracle message. And this card is Layla. So I'm just going to share a little bit from the guidebook here. Put aside your clever schemes. O lover, be mindless, become mad, dive into the heart of the flame, become fearless, be like a moth, turn away from the self and tear down the house, then come and dwell in the house of love. Be a lover, live with lovers, clean your chest from all hostility, wash it 7 times, then fill it with the wine of love. Be a chalice for love. Be a chalice. You must be all love to be worthy of the beloved. When going to the gathering of drunks, be a drunk, become drunk. Your thought takes a course, dragging you in its wake. Move beyond thought. Let your heart lead. Be the leader. When the grace of love is revealed, be a mirror to reflect it. When the beloved's hair is loosened, brush it like a comb. Be a comb. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, you are moving through a period of not knowing, of time in the great void or womb of the Divine Mother. It is in this place the seed can crack open and take root. This cannot happen in the light, where all is seen and recognized. It must happen under the cover of darkness, where only trust can assure one of success. This is the way of nature, the way of life, and it must be honored. This oracle brings you ancient wisdom. It guides you not to fear the darkness, but to enter into it willingly. It is not for you to become lost, but for you to find your way. This oracle is saying that in the darkness, there is the path. So that feels like a beautiful place to close this reading. If you are feeling guided to the extended reading, the link to that is under the video in the pinned comment and description box. Also, if you resonate with the energy here, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok now at Magnetize Yourself. All of those links are below. And for those of you who don't know, I have also recently launched a Subliminals app. Subliminals are my #1 favorite subconscious mind reprogramming meditation tool. They are really powerful to assist you in shifting the patterns of thought and therefore shifting the patterns of energy within your being and helping you to fast track your manifestations in life. So if you are interested in exploring my app, the link to that is in the pinned comment and description box. Also, the app is called Sound and Soulful if you would like to search it in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today, wishing you a beautiful day and start to your week. Take care, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.